Yeah. Can you dig it? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night. How are you? Good gracious. That was a good one. How is everybody? It's Wednesday and it's raining. We got a hurricane going on. How are you doing? Are you swimming yet? I'm swimming. That was a good one. Patty says, hello. Hello, Patty. Good to see you. Amanda says, hi, chat. Good to see you all. Happy hump day. And hi, Jake. How are you tonight? Apparently coughing my brains out. Other than that, pretty good. And Amanda says, Patty, here's your gold star. And by the way, I put that link in the chat. That is the link to my album. If you guys want it, go download it. It's yours for free. You can only get it here. It's a limited time, limited edition. If you want it, go get it. Amanda says, duck, duck, duck. To be more specific, mallard, mallard, goose. And Jake wants a kangaroo, LOL. I do want a kangaroo, oddly enough. How did you know that? Coffee break and cigarette time. Strong. Well, I got no sugar, so no coffee, and I'm smoking a pipe tonight, so I'll give you that. There you go. Andrew Langlois, how are you? Long time no see, my friend. Smiley, smiley, smiley. Good to see you. Amanda says, hi, Andrew. Mr. P's in the house. Hello, everyone. Or hiya, everyone. Amanda says, hi, John. Kevin Cox. And hey, Amanda et al. That's everybody. If you speak Latin. Amanda says, Kevo. Hi. And oh, yeah. Can you dig it? Yeah, baby. That's me. That's my theme song. Patty says, the grooving hour. I like it. With a tongue sticking out. I like that too. Amanda says, the groovy channel, LOL. You guys are crazy. I bet you got cigars too. I do. I got a whole box of them right over here. But tonight is pipe night. Delicious. Curious Squirrel. Hi, everyone. Hi, Curious. Good to see you. It's been a weird week. It's been raining all week. We got a hurricane coming up the coast. It's already decimated Florida. Well, it didn't really decimate it. It rained a lot. But other than that, Amanda says, well, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Smoke it. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. What movie is that from? Anybody know? Amanda says, hi, Curious Squirrel. Kevin Cox says, kangaroos are mean. And they also love the outdoors. Women with strong legs, cigars, coffee, and, of course, Mountain Dew. Right up your alley, Jake. Kangaroos are awesome like that. One day I shall own one. Be a guard kangaroo. I'll teach it to bite people when they come in the yard. Going with the wind. Patty, you got it. Nailed it. 10 points goes to you. You're too late, Amanda. Patty got you. That's delicious. It's good pipe tobacco. Very nice. So, we have a vice presidential pick. What do you think about that guy? There's some red flags, in my opinion. The whole stolen valor thing is pretty bad. The socialism thing is even worse. And, I don't know. He's a loser. Way left. He is way left. And he is a loser. I mean, anybody that's going to play second fiddle to Kamala Harris is probably a loser. I'm just saying. I'm spitballing, I'm guessing, but I'm just saying. More than likely. Who's the hair? Kevin Cox says Rhett Butler. No, Rhett. What was his name? Rhett Butler's a comedian. Mr. P says, I've been talking on Discord to people from all over. I'm trying to get permission to share the Bible study there. You can get kicked off if you don't clear it first. The entire Democratic Party. One big red flag. True. Well, please do share it over there if you can. I don't know much about Discord. I don't use it, so I'm not sure how that goes. But if there's people over there, we need them here. I just woke up from a nap, so my brain hadn't started functioning yet. So if I'm a little quiet, that's why. I don't mean anything by it. Just getting going. Anyway. Mr. P says, I asked him already. I'm just waiting to answer. That's good. Let me know how that goes. Curious Squirrel says, they made me think of the Red Star Rush 2112. I don't know. I guess that's a song. Rush, is that a band? That's the band Rush? Is that who you're talking about? Kevin Cox says, according to what I saw on the news, he is passed way left. Right? Yeah, he's a lefty for sure. And we'll all be, if Kamala Harris gets elected president and he is the vice president, we'll probably have to change our names to numbers pretty soon thereafter. I'm just saying. Because that's the kind of world they want to live in. It's not the kind of world we want to live in. YouTube, that's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it. Curious Squirrel says, yeah, the band Rush, the first song on the 2112 album, lyric, hold the red star proudly high in hand. I wonder if that's anything like the yellow star on the arm band, which would be a different thing. Patty says, well, they kept Kamala behind a man with dementia. So what does that tell you about her? Tells me she's been secretly running the country this whole time, probably. I'm just guessing. Amanda says, speaking of numbers, I think the numbers are bullshit. No way they're that close. So you're talking about the poll numbers. That a week after the current frontrunner got shot, a week after that, they're tied in the polls, neck and neck. And before that, nobody, and I mean nobody, liked her. Nobody. Nobody voted for her. This was a person that received not one vote, did not do one campaign trail event, did not go to any caucuses, did not earn any delegates. All that came from Joe Biden because he stepped back. It's a bait and switch, I'm telling you. And the numbers are fake. They have to be. They have to be because you can look around. I don't care what state you're in. Look around. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Look around. You don't see a whole lot of Kamala Harris signs or people talking about Kamala Harris. You see a lot of Trump stuff, though. Mr. P says, as long as they leave my privates and my guns alone, I can work against them on the rest of Democratic agenda. But your privates aren't the one they're interested in. Fab Daddy, what's up? Hi, Jake and Chat. Hey, Fab. Good to see you, buddy. Amanda says, hi, Fab. And Fab Daddy says she's giving Trump a run for his money. Yeah, as long as people keep inflating her numbers, she'll do that. But as soon as they become real numbers, he will run away with the prize, as he should. If you believe them poll numbers, I've got a bridge I'd like to sell you. Patty says, again, they kept her behind a man with dementia. Yes, they did. Amanda says, I'm worried it's going to be a replay of the last time. Yeah, it could be. And they got the power to do that. They figured it out. They know what they're doing. They're not idiots. And, they understand how this game is played. So, I would assume it's going to happen. Am I scared? No, I'm not scared, Fab Daddy. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Why would I be scared? My side doesn't have the need to inflate the numbers or the power to do so. So why would I be scared? The numbers that my guy is putting up are probably conservative because they don't want to give him the credit that's due him. So, Curious Squirrel says, the numbers are fake, but they just tested flipping elections in Venezuela and France. Yes, they did, Curious Squirrel. Some people haven't realized that we live in a global economy yet, in a global civilization, a one world order, and they're doing stuff all over the place. And if you want proof of that, just look at how the response to the beer bug virus was all over the world, unanimous, everywhere, in every place, exactly the same behavior. And everything thereafter. That was not coordinated by, as far as we know. That's just the way everybody's going. So what does that mean? That means that everybody's on the same page. All the Western civilizations. Amanda says this country will be destroyed even more if she wins. Probably. Curious Squirrel says, that's their plan, Amanda. And Amanda says, I know, Squirrel. Well, I don't know anything. I'm a talking head on a platform that doesn't like what I have to say. So, you can't trust me. Listen to YouTube. They know everything. Mr. P says it makes no sense. They have to be using Biden's numbers and putting them forward as hers. She's got no base. She's nothing or starting from nothing. How could it possibly be 50-50? It can't possibly be 50-50 unless you inflate the numbers. But that honeymoon period will pass. Write it down that I said so. No need to be alarmed. Those numbers, remember when Hillary Clinton ran for president, she was a shoo-in, 99.5% sure she's going to win. Time magazine already printed the cover of thousands of magazines the week before the actual election because they were certain she was going to win. She did not. That's the way they do things. Fab Daddy says, did you hear Ukraine attacked Russia in a massive assault? Imagine that. A small country attacking a larger country with a massive assault. I wish I had that video pulled up that I could show you what Kamala Harris was describing the whole situation over there. And she was saying, Ukraine is a tiny, tiny country. Russia's a big old country. And a big old country is invading a tiny, tiny country. Do you need to know more? If the Ukraine attacked Russia with a massive assault, there's only one thing massive means. Somebody else is involved. Now, who's been sending them weapons and money for the last 4 years? I wonder. I don't know the answers to these questions. They're just questions. Questions that can be asked and not answered. YouTube. I like my channel. Mr. P says, about time the Russians are out of dollars. Been out for months. Putin will break or push the button. I don't think Putin's in any danger of breaking. I think our media tells us stuff that we want to hear. That's what I think. The ones who are on that side want to hear that stuff. But if you look at the reality on the ground, it's a little different. Usually is. Patty says, George Clooney has all the power. Apparently so. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Amanda says she wasn't even voted in. How is she even running? Because we live in a democracy, Amanda. Don't you know that? A democracy of, for, and by the people. They make the decisions. The government works for us. Haven't you heard? Bird is the word. So, democracy is on the ballot. We have to protect our democracy. We have to save our democracy by making someone president whom no one voted on. Can you feel my sarcasm? Curious Squirrel says she wasn't supposed to lose. No, she wasn't. Talking about Hillary. Amanda says, LOL, Patty. Fab Daddy says, I was a smart move by Ukraine. It was a smart move by Ukraine. What was? Attacking Russia? I'm not entirely sure that's true. I haven't heard anything about it. Fab Daddy says, in Russia, makes him talk about it with his people. Make him talk about it with his people. Who? Putin? What are you talking about? Terry, welcome to the show. Terry says, Trump is a blessing to the U.S. Australia has the stupidest government ever. Well, welcome, Terry. Your opinions are valid. Rachel Floyd in the house. Hello, Rachel. She says, hello. Whipmaster Hart's in the house. What's up, Whipmaster? Good to see you. Cob Pipe. Classic, sir. Howdy, y'all. Yes, very nice. I felt like pondering some elementary. It's elementary, my dear Whipmaster. That just ain't cutting it. Amanda says, hi, Rachel, and hi, Whip. Jack is in the house. Jake, stap, smoking. Jack, kiss my ass where it looks like a fig. Right there. Rachel Floyd says, how is everyone? I'm fine, Rachel. Aside from some rain, how are you? Curious Squirrel says, good questions. Like, why did all the defense corporations' stock go up so much while everything else dropped this week? Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what they're actually doing. Like I said, if little old Ukraine attacked big old Russia, somebody else was involved. Now who? Who has been sending them weapons and money and people, personnel, for the last 4 years? That would be my guess. I could be wrong. But we got some people in our country that want to war. And war is grand. It would be glorious in their eyes. Amanda says, hi, Jack. Rachel says, LOL. And Fab Daddy says the DNC has been having virtual meetings and votes with her electoral votes. Really? That's a lie and you know it. And Patty says, I can feel it, Jake. I can feel that sarcasm dripping off of you, dripping off your chin like a good date. Fab Daddy says, it's a guarantee she has a nomination. Yeah, it's a guarantee because they just appointed her. That's the most non-democratic thing you can do. The only thing more non-democratic than that would be as if she appointed herself. I don't know why you can't see that. I think you can see that, and you just don't want to say so. Because you're not a dumb guy. Amanda says, hi, Terry. And Fab Daddy says, yes, Putin. He can't hide the conflict anymore from his people. I don't think he's trying to hide it from his people. I think everybody knows there's a conflict, Fab Daddy. I think you need to pull back from the MSDNC a little bit. The Communist News Network. Go outside and get some fresh air and look around at some people interacting with other people. Because it's a big country. They got a big military. And everyone in the world knows that there's a conflict. The people are not being deceived as to what's going on. If anybody is, we are. Because we don't know the whole story. We didn't even know there was a problem until there was one, because there wasn't one until there was one made. Mr. P says, I didn't and never would under any circumstances have voted for Hillary. If she was the last candidate on earth, I'd abstain. I agree, me too, because that woman is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Not the elementary. Yes, my dear Whipmaster. Terry says, hello, Amanda. Whipmaster says, LOL. And Mr. P says, Hillary and the rest are pure liars. They all are. I've never met a politician that wasn't. It's raining here too, says Rachel. I think it's raining all up the East Coast. Amanda says, LOL, like a fig. It's too funny. Right there. You ever seen a fig before? My pipe has better smoke, says Fab Daddy. It probably does. It probably does. I don't smoke that kind of smoke, so I drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke, but it's this kind. By the way, if you guys hadn't been by the Untethered Live Facebook page, go by and check it out. The link is in the chat. You know, get to know everybody. Share, like, subscribe, do all the stuff. And keep up with all things Untethered Live Universe. Also, hit that like button. There's 11 people currently in chat, and there's only 7 likes. That math don't add up. Show some love, why don't you? Subscribe, share, support, join. Super chats are available in the chat box if you want to do some loving this direction. I appreciate that. Jack says, hey, I'm gay. Jack. Nobody gives a shit, and we all knew that. Amanda says, sounds like a personal problem, Jack. Mr. P says the UN sent them those materials, then try and say the U.S. doesn't have control of the UN anymore, but it works the same way as lobbying in our country, says Mr. P. Member countries trade favors for votes. True. But they never had control of the UN. The UN is its own entity. It is, in effect, a one-world government, just like the World Health Organization is part of that whole system. That's a step above the world that we live in and are aware of. There's things going on that we don't know about that happen in those organizations. Think about it. Whipmaster says brown is beautiful and tan is grand, but green is the color that rules the land. Unfortunately for the Democrats, God has other plans. Very nice. And poetic. Amanda says, nobody cares, Jack. And Jack says, message retracted. I guess you can't say that. Amanda says, okay, Jack, if you don't want to get timed out, I'd stop while you're ahead. And Fab Daddy says, happy Jack. Razor says, Jack, do you normally troll or are you genuinely like this? I think he's trolling. I think some people want attention really bad, and they can't stand it when somebody else is getting it. Amanda says, like, subscribe, share, support, join. Super chats are available, y'all, and hit that thumbs up. Patty says, Amanda, are you the potty mouth babysitter? She is. She is the hall monitor. Amanda says, when it comes to Jack, yes. Mr. P says, difference between Democrats and Republicans? As politicians, is the Republicans will piss on your shoe and say, hey, buddy, got you there. The Democrats will piss on your shoe and say, someone else did. True. Patty's crying, laughing. That's a good statement there. I like that. Amanda says, he already said it once. There's no need to keep saying it. Yeah, don't repeat yourself. There's no need. I can read. Jacob Paris, welcome to the show again. He says, how goes it? Goes well. How are you doing, sir? What do you think of Tim Walz? I think he's a loser. Big time. He's a very far left radical whose policies make Kamala look like a conservative preschooler. Wow. If he's that bad, we certainly don't want him to win. So we need to all step up and put a stop to that. Amanda says, hi, Jacob. Soph Allen's in the house. Hey, Soph. She says, hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you, Soph? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and staying dry. Whipmaster Hart says, drop the hammer, Miss Amanda. Amanda says, hi, Soph. And Fab Daddy says, happy birthday, Jack. Happy birthday, Jack. Is it your birthday? Or are you just naked? Amanda says, LOL, Whip, I definitely will. Fab Daddy says, I love Jack. I do too. That's why he's still here. I don't usually get rid of people I like. And Rachel says, of course you would love Jack, Fab Daddy, or Daddy. Yep, of course he would. Curious Squirrel says, I don't think Jack needs the hammer. I don't either. I think he's just trying to be annoying. But he's annoying with limits. That's okay. I can live with that. He knows what not to say. I'd give him that much. Whipmaster says it's funny how the Democrats pine so hard for the people they used to persecute. It's weird. And they say we're weird. I don't know. I don't know if you classify that as weird or not. Amanda says, I will give him chances. LOL. Fab Daddy says, Jack in the Box for those late night munchies. Jack, you and Fab ought to get together and get in a tree somewhere. April Rain in the house. She says, hi, everybody. Much love. Hi, April Rain. How art thou? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Kevin and April sitting in the chat room. I can't think of anything that rhymes with room that's dirty. Boom, boom, boom. Amanda says, hi, April. Whipmaster says, it's amazing how many people don't even know that Abe Lincoln was the first Republican. Shaking my head. The history they're teaching in schools these days is horse crap. I agree. Patty says, hi, April. Yes, I agree. April, Kevin, and CJ sitting in Texas Roadhouse. Nice. April says, Amanda, Jake, Fab Daddy, Rachel, and Patty, how are you? Hearts all over the place. Fab Daddy says, LOL. Well, I think it's wonderful that we all have something to aspire to and someone to. Ooh, Kevin Cox hit me with a $9.99 super chat and says, I'm wrecked. Are you wrecked? With a cow that looks like he's had too much bourbon. Is that a cow? I think it's a cow. Wow, that's utterly amazing. Thank you, Kev. I appreciate you, buddy. I could use that. Amanda says, woohoo, Kevo, thanks. And April's smiling, laughing. I shall get it on the 21st. Ain't too far from there. Oh, it's a hippo. Okay, well, it looks like a cow. It's a drunk cow. How now, brown cow? I thought it was a drunk cow too, Kevin, so apparently we're seeing the same thing. Mr. P says, thanks, Kevin. Hi, y'all. Amanda says, oh, well, Kevin. A hungry hippo ate too much and broke his chair. So, this election cycle is going to be nuts this time around. I can tell. I can feel it in my bones. Hit that like button, everybody. 10, 11, 12. We need 3 people that haven't hit their like button. By the way, anybody that's listening, that link that is pinned at the top of the chat, click the 3 dots and a blue line will appear under the bottom, and click that link and that will take you to my album. It's music. It's mine. It's clean. Go check it out. It's free. You can only get it here, so get it while it lasts. It will go away soon. April says, hi, John. Good to see you, love. Hearts and smiley faces with breasts. And Amanda says, that's Kevin after a week of trials. LOL. A hippo broken chair. I feel that way sometimes myself. Like when it rains all day and it is not a good day. By the way, it is storming outside, so my connection is alternating between good and excellent, so I don't know if you can get me without any interruptions, but if it starts skipping, just give it a little time, let the clouds pass, and it'll come back, hopefully. Mr. P says, WhatsApp. Do I need to download those songs? What app do I need to download those songs? Maps? Because I have maps, but it doesn't work. Also, it's stormy here. If you want those songs, Mr. P, you need to download them because they're yours. You don't have to download them, though. You can go there to that link and listen to them right there on the site. But if you just want to hear them, you can go just listen to them. But if you want to own them, you can download that whole folder, which is the album, both covers and the music. Amanda says, April don't love me anymore. She don't answer my texts. Just kidding. And Whipmaster says, it's been flooding down in Georgia. Flooding all over the place. It's been rigging my boat. I've been rigging my boat just in case. Keep it by the front door is what I do. Amanda says, it's just Google, John. Yeah, it's a Google Drive, that's all. You click that link and it'll take you right to it. I'm good with the broadcast? Okay. Well, it says I got a poor connection, so I don't know what's happening. It was my uncle's anniversary yesterday. Woohoo. Well, happy anniversary, Uncle. Say, Uncle. Amanda says, oh, yeah, Whip. You're getting the best of it about now. Oh, yeah. You know, Whip, I'm from Georgia, not too far from where you're at. It's my hometown. Curious Squirrel says, it was sunny here today. The sky was blue and had none of those funny clouds that supposedly don't exist. Either crisscrossy ones. For the first time in years, it was beautiful to see. That's awesome, Curious Squirrel. It is not sunny here. It has rained for 3 days straight, day and night. It's been wet the whole time. Yeah. Make the old bones hurt. Mr. P says, I don't know why I can't get nothing to work right, Amanda. I try, but everything is a headache. I'll sort it out. I need to go on my computer to see. I need to go on my computer, too, so I can sort how to get them working. Well, if you go on your computer, you just come into this chat, and the link will be at the top, and you just click that link, and it'll take you right to it. It's an open folder, and all the songs are in that folder, and you can download them all. Just click the little down arrow beside the song, and it'll download it for you. But that being said, you can just go there and listen to it. It'll play right there off the site. You don't even have to download it if you don't want to. Soph says, how are you, Jake? I am waterlogged, but other than that, I'm pretty good. Whipmaster says, Macon is a good city for music. I played music in Macon. I used to play at a place called the Rookery right there in Macon. You know the place? So says it was 3 years since my uncle passed away. Then how did he have an anniversary? I think you have to be there to have an anniversary, don't you? Or are you saying it was the anniversary of his death? Amanda says, yes, John, computer will play it, no problem. It's just a Google Drive file, so any Google account can play it. And April says, I'm sorry, Amanda. Love a lot's been going on. I'll go look. I didn't know you texted me today. She'll hit you back. Patty says, I would like to see the big house in Macon. The big house. I don't think I know about it. Must be a new thing. Amanda says, it's all good, April. I know you got stuff going on. And April says, CJ usually watches stuff on my phone. I'll go check my messages. Whipmaster says, awesome. Yes, sir, I do. Yep, I played blues there with a girl named E.G. Kite that used to be a regular there. And I think she's probably gone now. I don't know. I hadn't heard anything out of her in a long time. So says, yes, it was the anniversary of his death. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Mr. P says, okay, I got it working finally. Won't work on my phone for some reason. I don't know why. I think you got to click the 3 dots and then click the blue link that comes up after that on the phone. That's what I've been told anyway. I've never tried it, so I don't know. But there it is. It's free. It's yours. Have it. Enjoy it. Now, one of the tracks on that album is a live track, so you'll get to hear what my band sounds like in action without any processing or editing. Whipmaster says, Miss Patty, are you talking about the Allman Brothers house? The Allman Brothers house when they started out. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I have done some work there at Capricorn Studios, which is there in Macon. And that's one of the places that they recorded years back. Patty says, Whipmaster Hart, you know. Do you ever go and play at any festivals and whatnot? Up your way, Jake. Yes, I do. I played at the Collard Festival, which is the big festival we have here. And I played at quite a few outdoor events. And I am available for hire, so I'll come play at a neighborhood near you if you pay me enough. Whipmaster says, yes, ma'am, I do, Patty. Oh, yeah. Patty says, Phil Walden. I don't know who that is. Whip says, amen, brother. Yep, we have been bigger than we are currently. That's for sure. But there was a time, and it wasn't that long ago, when I had quite a little bit of stature built up in the music community. I was about that far away from being famous. But in the end, the price was more than I wanted to pay. So, here I am, talking to you. But I'm still going to make music. And I'm still going to do albums and such. I'm just going to do it through my own label by myself. Everyone says, amen. Patty says, the brothers were the best. Yes, they were. They were good. I like ℂ𝕙𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝 better, but I like the Allman Brothers too. Tied to a whipping post. Phil and Alan Walden were the managers for the Allman Brothers and Skinner. Okay. Amanda says, we're glad you stuck with us regular folks, Jake. Well, I don't know about all that, but I'm here. I don't think I'm not regular. I think that might have been the problem. Us peasants? No, never. No, you guys are the kings. I'm the peasant. Don't you understand what I do for a living? I'm a dancing chicken. I know what I am. Patty says, Whipmaster Hart, you know. And April says, yes, absolutely. The Eagles and Journey are my favorite, says Mr. P. Can't believe Don Henley spent all those years drumming and had a voice like that. Well, he sang while he drummed. Rachel says, my bank account is of a peasant, though. Mine too. You don't want to know what my bank account says. Lovely. Amanda says, hell yeah, Whip. No, I like Leonard Skinner. Interesting tidbit. For about 6 months, I played in the #1 Leonard Skinner tribute band called Second Helping. It's the only Leonard Skinner tribute band that is endorsed by Leonard Skinner, who itself is a tribute band, if you didn't know. And I played Ed King. I did his role. Curious Squirrel says, my uncle used to play with Al and Joe Butchard. They called themselves the Regal Tones. They won lots of competitions. Cool. My grandmother said the neighbors would complain about the noises from her basement. She would tell them to shut up, and it was in her house and not bothering her. Amen. Your grandma was great. People that have that kind of talent need an outlet, and they need somebody to defend them while they're doing it, because it is annoying. Rachel says, that's awesome. It was. Master says, holy moly, did you get to play with Donnie or Johnny? No, I never met any of the actual Skinner people. But the guy that I played with did. I joined the band afterwards, after they had done all that. But they are a national band, and they do have some fame to them, because they're a great tribute band as far as that kind of thing goes, you know. Curious Girl says, my uncle decided not to sign when they went to record as the Blue Oyster Cult. Well, I know that band. Patty says, Ed King, Strawberry Alarm Clock. That was his first single, yes. Or rather, his first hit single. I don't know if it was his first one or not, but it was the first one he made any money on. Whipmaster says, Johnny Van Zant is the lead man in what they call Skinner now. Yes. And that's like, is he the brother or the cousin of the guy that died in the plane crash? Or Ronnie Van Zant. Mr. P says, my dad met some famous artists playing in his local band as a young man, and I forget exactly who, but his band was mainly active from 57 to 61, and I know they met one of the black female groups, probably the Forster Sisters, something like that. Whipmaster says, brother. It was his brother. I think he does a good job. I don't think he sounds as good as the original guy, but I think he does a good job. That's come to be what Leonard Skinner sounds like. So when you think of Leonard Skinner, you think of him instead of Ronnie. Although Freebird is Freebird, period. There was Ronnie, Donnie, and Johnny Van Zant. Johnny and Donnie was part of 38 Special, yes. And also, they got some members in there from Blackfoot, too. Most of Leonard Skinner is gone. They replaced Artemis Pyle. They replaced the guy in the wheelchair. What was it? Alan Gaines? Alan something. I can't remember his name. They replaced him with Ed King. And then they all got in a plane crash, and half of them died. The only one that was really left was the guitar player with the beard. I guess that's Johnny Van Zant. And the keyboard player, I can't remember his name either. It's been so long ago. Anyway, those were the only original members left. Everybody else came in, and they formed Leonard Skinner the tribute band. So from the time after the plane crash on, Lynyrd Skynyrd functioned as a tribute band to Lynyrd Skynyrd. So they called it Lynyrd Skynyrd, but it wasn't Lynyrd Skynyrd. It was a tribute band. It was a good one, though. Yeah, it hadn't been Lynyrd Skynyrd since the crash, right. Whatever. I'm glad they kept going because they made some good music. And I'm glad that I played a small role in that by playing with one of the tribute bands that is recognized by the band. And the band that I played with was called the Second Chance Band. Second Helping Band. I don't know. I had a brain fart. I played in a few bands. They started off in Jacksonville as 1%. No doubt a reference to the motorcycle club, the 1%ers. Which is, from what I understand, and I don't know much about motorcycle clubs, what I understand, they're an offshoot of the Hells Angels. I could be wrong about that, so anybody correct me if you know, because that's just what I've heard. Patty says, good on you, Jake. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Whipmaster says, I'm a classic rock history nut, LOL. There ain't nothing wrong with that, Whipmaster. I'm a classic rock history nut too, but the history that I study is the music. And I lived it. Yes, I have lived it. Quite a bit. Not enough, but enough to say I lived it. I'm a small portion of it. You know what I mean? I have been lucky in my life to have been in places where things happened. You know what I'm saying? Like there are places in the world where stuff goes down, and I lived in those places. And when I moved, it seemed like we moved to another place where stuff was going down. So I've been like involved, but right on the edge, on the outskirts involved. Not right in the middle of it. I can tell you this. My feet have stood where Elvis's feet have stood, and Johnny Cash, and Hank Williams Sr., and any name you can think of. I've been in that same spot. And I've traveled some of the circuits that some of those famous people did back in the day when they were getting started. Played in some of the same clubs. I've had some of the same dressing rooms. So it's pretty cool. It's cool that I've kind of weaved in there. I'm in there, but just barely. Like a thread hanging off of the sleeve. It's part of the shirt, but if you pull on it, it'll disappear. Amanda says, I don't know about the percenters, but I'm a 3%er. I don't know what you mean. Whitmaster says, I wish you could get to play at the fair here in Perry. I think a lot of folks would love your stuff. And I got my moms to listen to you, and she loved it. Well, thank you. Well, you go talk to the people that are putting on that thing and tell them you got somebody you want to come play and give them my number. I'll come play. Mr. P says, that's awesome, Jake. I'm going to listen to the album for the first time after we're done tonight. Excellent. I hope you enjoy. Whipmaster says, you're going to miss Patty, LOL. Huh? Oh, you go, Miss Patty. I see. You must have said something and retracted it, and I didn't catch that. Sorry. My claim to fame 3% is an anti-government group. Oh, I see. She said she lived it too. I believe her. Bill says, hi. Hey, Bill, what's up, buddy? My claim to fame was I was on the road with David Allen Coe and Confederate Railroad. And I've met people like Bobby G. Rice, Colin Ray, and Brian something or other. That guy from the 90s, the singer. Brian something, I can't remember his name. Country singer. And I've been to Nashville. I've hung out with Charlie Dick, who is Patsy Cline's husband. And guess what he does for a living? He sells Patsy Cline memorabilia. And I've been to some private writers' conventions in Nashville. And I've got to play at some places in Nashville that are pretty boutique. Patty says, I saw that tour in Haletown, Tennessee. Whipmaster says, I lived in Crashville. I went to NADC. Cool. Patty says, 1984. What tour are we talking about, Patty? You talking about Leonard Skinner? I think when he said I lived it, I think what he was referring to is the rock and roll lifestyle, as in being, DAC Confederate Railroad. I got you. Okay, all right. Well, I was on the road with him while he was in North Carolina and around this area. So I didn't get to Tennessee with him, and it was a little beyond 1984. It was like 2005, 2006 in that area. Sounds like my kind of tour, Miss Patty, says Whipmaster. Yeah, it's a good tour. David Allen Coe's good at what he does. He's not a very likable person, but he's a great songwriter. And I learned a lot from him. But so that's how I'm connected into that group of people, by way of somebody else who is actually one of those people. So I'm cut from the same cloth as those guys. I just wasn't sewed onto the same garment. You know what I'm saying? Amanda says, thanks, Patty. You make me feel young, LOL. Oh. What is it? Welcome to the show. He says, I got to see the hag, Jones and Twitty, on a triple bill in San Bernardino. Man, what it is, that has got to be a show. Jones, Hag, and Twitty. Jesus. I would give everything to go to that show. Quite the cloth, sir. Yes, it is. And Bill says, if that ain't country, I might have played you guys a song. I can feel it. I don't know if I can sing it, but I'll try. Whipmaster says, what it is, that's not funny. And I noticed that, did you change your name, what it is? I like it. I like it. Oh, I see. No, it was Amanda that wrote what it is, because that's what I call you. I see. I need to pay more attention when I'm reading. Whipmaster says, tune it up. The band and Mr. Jake. The band, you mean like pulled in Nazareth? I was feeling about half past dead. I don't know if I can get to it. Hang on a minute. Can you guys hear that? My guitar is not black, by the way. Just doesn't like the light. All right. Mr. P says, sadly, I don't enjoy concerts very much. I can't stand the elbow to elbow and all the goofballs. You love my concerts, Mr. P. I despise going to the Steelers games, and I can't pay attention with 20 morons around me who don't understand shit. Yeah. Bill says, is Kamala going to slow down? Yes. Yes, she will. Whipmaster says, Soul Shine by the Allman Brothers. Nice. Whipmaster says, or your stuff. Well, I can't sing my stuff right now. You hear my voice? You hear my voice going in and out. I'm probably going to lose it if I sing anything for you, but I'll try. Soul Shine. Is that one? That one? Mic check good, says Whipmaster. Yes, it's good, says Amanda. Oh, your stuff. Okay. Roger, says Patty. Skylar, you can't do that. If you're in training songwriter, you need to pay attention. Hi, Skylar, says Amanda. Whipmaster says that's Collective Soul. By heck, I love that too. I knew it was something. Isn't that song called Soul Shine? Or am I just remembering it wrong? Hi, Skylar. Good to see you. Amanda says, and that's let your light shine. I knew the word shine was in it. Colin Hill, what's up, buddy? Hey, Jake. Hey, buddy. Mr. P says, how about the one with the shark sounds? I don't know what that one is. Collective Soul was it. David Allan Coe is what you asked for, though. So I might have to pick a low one because my voice ain't wanting to work for me. Would you lay with me in a field of stone? If my knees were strong, would you lay with me? Would you go away to another land? Walk 1,000 miles through the burning sand. Wipe the blood away from my dying hand if I give myself to you. Would you lay with me? I was thumbing from Montgomery, had my guitar on my back, when a stranger came up beside me in an antique Cadillac. I sat down in the front seat, turned on the radio. Them sad songs coming out of them speakers was Jake Johnson's Solid Gold. Then I noticed a stranger was ghost white pale when he asked me for a light. I knew there was something strange about this ride. He said, can you make folks cry when you play and sing? Have you paid your dues? Can you moan the blues? Can you bend them guitar strings? Boy, can you make folks feel what you feel inside? If you're big star bound, let me warn you, it's a long, hard ride. I don't know if I can sing it, Bill. It was all that I could do to keep from crying. Sometimes it seems so useless to remain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me my name. There you go. And just 'cause I can't sing, I'll give you this. Moonlit skies and fireworks. People laugh, people flirt all night long. But I just stare. So I drove down to the local bar where people come in their fancy cars and play their games. But I just stare. Then I saw you sitting there, all alone in that empty chair right next to you. I fell in love, oh baby. Boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. And girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything with just one kiss. I don't care what you say, I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. At that bar where we first met, you smiled at me and my palms got wet, and you just looked away. But I just stayed. You said, been in love and it never works. I always end up getting hurt, and I ain't doing that no more. Yeah. There ain't no way. Oh, no, 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 no. You stood up to say goodbye, grabbed your hand with a tear in my eye, and I just walked away. But you just stayed. But you looked down and you took my hand and said, boy, I hope you understand that I'm not a girl that needs a man. I got my life and all my plans, and if you were there, you'd just be in my way. Girl, it ain't gotta be like this. I'd give you everything but just one kiss, and I don't care what you say. I fell in love with you anyway. Oh, Elizabeth, you take my breath away. All right. That's a little Elizabeth for you. And Mr. P says, man, I hope your voice gets better, Jake. You're like a duck in water. By that, do you mean treading like crazy and barely floating? Yeah, I feel that way. Amanda says, LOL, John, jeez. Whipmaster Heart says, dang, Mr. P. Shaking my head, LOL. Yeah, I know. I know it sucks. It's the best I can do, though. I'm actually better than I was. I couldn't do that a week ago. Hang on. Here we go. Bill says I drank a lot of whiskey to that song. Me too, Bill. Me too. I'm glad that it touches you like that. Amanda says, LOL, John G. Whipmaster says, dang, Mr. P, shaking my head, LOL. Amanda says, oh, yeah, Elizabeth. Jammin'. Patty says, bravo, turkey. Whipmaster says, yes, sir. That's the one my mom likes the most, naturally. Well, thank you. Thank your mom for me. Patty says, winning. Tiger blood. Got that Adonis DNA. Or whatever that means. Amanda says, I'm singing along with lots of hieroglyphics. And herpes-laden smiley faces. Ducks are good in water. Oh, I got you. Patty says, so pretty. Thank you very much. Amanda says, I'd give you everything for just one kiss. Mwah. Whipmaster says, this is a great slow dancing music. Well, that was the idea. A little bit of that going on. It's good stuff. Thank you. Amanda says, yes, Whipmaster, baby making music. It is baby making music. Damn fine music, Jake says, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Amanda says, oh, no, 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 no. With a heart. I don't know why. That's her favorite part of the song. Whipmaster says, Miss Amanda, you better let your man get some rest. LOL. Just kidding. Amanda says, LOL, Whip, no way. Mr. P says, she drinks tequila and he talks dirty in Spanish. She wears sombreros and he wears a dirty red bandana. Hey. Patty says, smiley, smiley. Whipmaster says, I bet there's a heck of a story behind that song, Mr. Jake. There is. Would you like to hear it? Mr. P says, I don't know. Maybe it means something different down south, but a duck in water means natural up here. Or what you were meant to do. That's what it means here, too. I was just joking. And I appreciate the compliment. And, I am born to sing. That's what I do. But I don't do it at the moment because at the moment I'm percleft of my abilities. Whipmaster says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I am getting better, slowly. I have a serious infection in there somewhere. All right, Jake, with them big words. I didn't say I am percleft and my proclivities have absconded or obfuscated the totalitarianism of my being. Tell Whip the story behind Elizabeth. I will. All right. So, I moved here in 2000 from Georgia, from Milledgeville, Georgia. I was going to college. I just got out of college. So I moved here. And that year, 2000, 4th of July, we went down to the town commons in Greenville, North Carolina to watch the fireworks. So we were out there on the big lawn watching the fireworks. And after it was over, we went to this little restaurant, which is like a po folks, if you know anything about South. It's like one of those restaurants that have mason jars and checkerboard tablecloths and that sort of thing. Fish and soul food of that sort. Anyway, as I was sitting there drinking some sweet tea after a night of fireworks, around the corner comes this little waitress. Prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just floored me right there on the spot. And I made eye contact with her. And she made eye contact with me. And it was like a moment. And in that moment, an entire life passed by. Children, grandchildren, growing old, rocking into chairs, grocery shopping, arguing over whose mother-in-law said what, and whole 9 yards. And she just walked right by me. That was the last time I ever saw her. But as she walked by, I noticed that her name tag said Allison. But there was already a song called Allison, so I named it Elizabeth. Same syllables. Sort of. And that's it. That's the story. I fell in love and got divorced all in one quick flash as somebody walked by me. That's it. And I was smart enough to write it down. That's the story. And I'm sticking to it. Mr. P says, I had an ear infection. I pushed it aside for weeks, and by the time girl at the time made me go to the doctor, I had a dual ear and sinus infection, worst they'd ever seen. Well, this is kind of what I'm going through. I have an infection in my upper respiratory area pushing down on my vocal cords, causing me to have laryngitis. And, it's not good. And that with a little touch of COPD on top of that, not fun. Anyway, I'm getting better. Mr. P says, I got sand everywhere from sandblasting. Apparently, if you don't flush the debris out of it, it can make you really sick. True. This is true. Amanda says, right, John, it's crazy how one thing compounds and causes many problems. Yes, it is. Whipmaster says, well, dang, Jake, you didn't holler at her? Shaking my head. But I've had similar experiences minus the divorce. Well, I mean, it was a moment, I wasn't looking for a date, and I doubt she was either. She's probably just trying to get to the next table to make her tips. But in that moment, we had a connection. And it only lasted a moment. But I've never forgotten it. It was very important. It was definitely true love. Wrote it down, and now you have it. Now you have to live with it. As with all of my songs, any song that I sing, actually, not just the ones that I write, they're all personal. I pick songs based on whether or not I lived that or not. So every song in my list, every song that I sing that comes out of my mouth is a part of my life in one way or another. Either I personally experienced it or I can relate to it in some personal way. So when I sing to you, that's why it feels authentic, because it is. I'm telling you the truth. I communicate through song way better than I do through speaking. And I'm glad I captured it in words. I am too. Me too. Lived art. That's awesome. Yes. That's what a songwriter is. And if you're not doing that, you're not doing it right. In my opinion, the reason you should like a songwriter is because they're telling you something about their life. They experienced it, they lived it, they went out and did it, and they're giving it to you as a story. And that's why I like George Jones, and that's why I like Merle Haggard, and that's why I like David Allan Coe, and all those guys, Hank Williams Jr., Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, all those guys. The reason I like them is because they're telling the truth, because they're telling something they've lived. You ever listen to that song, Don't You Think This Outlaw Bitch Done Got Out of Hand? That's a true story. And it's good. Whip says, authenticity is absolutely key. Indeed, no act needed. Correct. I do have an act. But when you come to hear me play, you come to hear me play to you. That's what you're getting. And it might be good. It might be awesome. It might suck, but it's always real. And that you can count on. You can count on it. And I pride myself on that. And I tell people that's what I sell myself as. I'm the real thing, baby. I ain't no phony dude. Just like Rob Zombie, just like Slim Shady. And the reason that I can do Skinnerd and Haggard and get away with it is because that's who I am. I literally am those guys. You know, the legend of those guys that you hear about? I am that. That's how I grew up. I've been in jail. I grew up on a dirt road. Lived a hard life. I've been married 5 times. I've had things happen to me. And I write about it. Also perform it. That's the act. The act is me. And I just put it on stage. Here, now you live with it. And we were busy in the back room. That's why they never saw. Huh? What are we talking about, Patty? Did I miss one? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry my voice is crapping out. I'd love to sing you guys some more songs, but it just ain't going to do it. Oh, Miss Patty, LOL, says Whipmaster. I don't get it. You have to spell it out because I ain't smart tonight. I'm too tired and my brain ain't running. The car pulled up. The boys jumped out. The room filled up with the law. Oh! Don't you think that outlaw bitch done got out of hand? What started out to be a joke. Something rather ran. That's a good song. But anyway, the story behind that is he had a pound of cocaine delivered to the studio where he was working at. And coincidentally, at the exact same moment, they were getting raided by the police because somebody had tipped them off that he was dealing drugs out of the studio. So if you've ever been in a studio, there's a control room, and then there's a space, and then there's a room where you do the recording, and they're separated by a glass or a wall or something. So the police comes into the control room by way of the front door because that's where the control room is, and the control room operator is talking to the police and keeping them busy while Waylon is running to the bathroom flushing the drugs. And so by the time they get by this guy and into the studio, there's no drugs to be found. So he got away with it, but just barely. And then he wrote that song. It's about time we stop pretending to be outlaws, boys. They did a remix with ℂ𝕨𝕚𝕚 Waylon's grandchild. Weird. I don't know if I'm ready for that. His son was big enough. I like Shooter Jennings. I don't know if I can go with Struggle Jennings. Who would name their kid Struggle anyway? I don't doubt that they named him that because they named his son Shooter. Actually, his name is Waylon Albright, which is just as bad. But anyway, I don't know. Is that guy any good? I've never heard him. It ain't as good as the OG? Man, it never is. It's very hard to do something as good as the original. Hey, why don't you guys do me a favor while y'all are sitting there and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications when I'm going to be online. Smash that like button. It's free. It's effortless. It's right in front of you, and it really does help the channel with the algorithms. Won't you do that, please? Share this video with somebody you like. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't like. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the phone. Make them part of the... Yeah, bring them in. See, I just lost my train of thought just like that. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform me, drink my Kool-Aid, make your own Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking critical, that's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love what you've heard tonight, scratchy as it may have been, and you would like to do something special to help the channel out, well, consider joining the channel or super chat, buy some merch or whatever. But if you want to help out for real, go to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband, or if you're a Cash App user, $jakejohnsonband. Every little bit helps. It is a win-win. It is a blessing for me. It is a blessing for you too, because God notices these things. Now, I'll always do everything in my power to be worthy of that support and your confidence and do it right from the beginning. I am the real thing, baby. Authentic as it may be. Now, back to our regular scheduled program with a guy who can't think. Man, just went right out of my head. Struggle is actually Dwayne Eddy's grandson. Really? That's interesting. All that rain has Jake's brain waterlogged, LOL. Just all the work I've been doing and the sickness on top of it, and I just lost my train of thought. Jesse had a daughter before marriage to Waylon. I did not know that. Well, that's an ultimate insult to his daddy then, because he's dressing like his mama's new husband. It's weird. That is kind of weird. But hey, I was raised by a stepdaddy, so I understand that that's a thing. Whip says, thanks for the clarification, Miss Patty. Yes, thank you, because I didn't know any of that. I knew about Shooter, but I didn't know about any of that. I know Shooter's got children, but I don't know if they're involved in music or not. But I do also know about Hank 3 and a couple of girls that are Hank Jr.'s kids who are also musicians. I can't think of their names right now, but they're in Texas. And I also know about Willie Nelson's kid. What is his name? Luke Nelson. It's pretty good. Weird, but good. It's like you took Willie Nelson and turned him up to 11. Now you got Luke Nelson. It's weird. What does that say? He took stepdaddy's name too? Yeah, that's weird. Hank 3 is a talent, says what it is. He is a talent. He's also a Satan worshiper, which is why I can't listen to him, but he is good, and I like what he does. Whipmaster says, yep, a lot of legacy music out there, and I like legacy music. And I feel like I'm part of legacy music, even though I'm not part of it, because my daddy didn't do anything with his music. But I grew up with those guys, like close and personal. So I kind of feel like grafted into that family a little bit. Maybe it's just my ego talking, but I feel like I'm part of that. My name's a 4-letter word too, club, you know. I might be wrong. If so, I'll die thinking it alone. Dang, Hank 3 is a Satanist? Yes. Like hail Satan kind of stuff. Yes. It sucked because I really liked what he does. I like that alternative edge to music. I like it when you take something classical and rock it up and make it better. And he does that with heavy metal, which I don't like that kind of music, but I appreciate what he does to it and that he stays authentic while he's doing the heavy metal thing. It's really hard to balance those two worlds, but I really do like it. And it sucks that he is a Satanist, but there it is. Amy Elizabeth, hello. How are you? Amanda says, hi, Amy. You missed it. By the way, if you guys are just joining us, that link in the top of the chat is a link to my album. It's my music. If you want it, it's yours. It's free. Go get it. Just share it with somebody. That's all I ask. Have you heard of Junior Brown? Well, there's a star on my car and one on my chest. Yeah, I know who Junior Brown is. I like Junior Brown. Kind of weird, but I like him. I know who Marty Stewart is. I'm steeped in music. I can play The Weight by the band. I have to watch the replay, says Amy. Well, it's there. You ain't missed much. It's been kind of a slow week. Slow Wednesday. And Junie B, says Whipmaster. LOL. Ah. Amy says, I can't stand that song. Why? It's a good song. He's a great guitar player. Patty says, Junior Brown is good. I like Junior Brown. I like his style. And I don't care for him musically, but I like his style. He's a great guitar player. And I study great guitar players. So I've stolen a couple of his licks. Mr. P says, I can't wait to listen to your album now that it works and watch Star Trek. Nice. Patty says, got the wife playing with him. Does he? What does she play? Is she a guitar player too, or is she playing bass or drums or something? All the great ones did that, by the way. Waylon, David Allan Coe, George Jones, Merle Haggard. I must go to bed soon. But before I go, I've been throwing horseshoes over my left shoulder. It's been most all my life, searching for the four-leaf clover. Yet you ran with me, chasing my rainbow. Don't you know I love you so? That's the way love goes. That's the way love goes, babe. That's the music God made here for all the world to see. It's never all that it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You said, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you so? That's the way love goes. Love goes, babe. That's the music God made here for all the world to see. It's never all that it grows. Losing makes me sorry. You said, honey, don't worry. Don't you know I love you so? That's the way love goes. Ah, ah, slowly fading out of sight. Today I started loving you again. I'm right back where I really always been. I got over you just long enough to let my heartache mend. Today I started loving you again. I've held it all in word. God knows I've tried. It's an awful awakening in a country boy's life. when you look in the mirror at total surprise at the gray in your hair and the age in your eyes. Well, Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. It's a measure of people that don't understand the pleasure in life is a country rock band. I got my first guitar when I was 13. But now I'm pushing 50, but I'm still pretty mean. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you a gentleman's wife. I've got a couple more years on you, baby, that's all. I've had more chances to ride and more chances to fall. It's not that I'm wiser in so many ways. It's just that my back's against the wall. And I've got a couple more years on you, baby, that's all. I've got a couple more years on you, baby, that's all. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it wasn't too terrible. I do apologize. I am beside myself with angst and humiliation at the fact that I can no longer shake my moneymaker. I'm working on it, though. I am working on it. What did I miss? What did I miss? Missed something. Whipmaster says, I used to love Led Zeppelin until I grew up and realized they're also into the occult. I know, right? Most of them are, which is one of the reasons I am no longer in the music business, is because the price was too high. Price being my soul, by the way, in case you didn't catch on to that. I've been down to the crossroads, had my woman by my side. Down to the crossroads, tried to bag myself a ride, But nobody's seen me thumbing. They just passed me on by. Y'all killing me. You know that, right? Know the song that you want me to sing. I'll make something up that goes along. I really don't know the words to this song, but I'll make it up for you. That's all I ever wanted to do. Hey me, what you wanna do? I think I might know for you a song that has words like this one too. You got my number. You got my name. Why don't you call me Little Liza Jane? Old in Nazareth, I was feeling about half past dead. Had to find a place where I could lay my weary head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He looked and he smiled at me, and no was all he said. Take a load off Annie, take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. Won't you put the load right on me? All right, I'm done. Lord have mercy. Amanda says I can't stand that song. The Star on My Car song. Patty says guitar. Phil McCracken says he's singing again. I'm taking a shot for you. Thank you, buddy. I need one my damn self. I do apologize for the lack of ability to hit high notes. I can't seem to make my voice go any higher than it is. It's just damaged. I am getting better, though. I promise. Amy, what you gonna do? Amanda says, hi, Phil. And Phil says, hey there. Set him up, Joe. I'll be walking the floor. Set him up, Joe. I'll be walking the floor. There you go. Patty, I know a little thing or two about what you're talking about. What it is says, have you heard of the Cates brothers? They're in a band with Levon Helm before Helm went on to be with the band. I've never heard of them, what it is. But I bet they're good, because Levon Helm could play the heck out of some drums. Linda Davis says, sorry I'm late. I had company. Good to hear Jake singing. Well, you heard something. You didn't hear me singing. I apologize, Linda. How are you? Good to see you. What it is says, have you ever heard of Blaze Foley? I have heard of Blaze Foley. He wrote If I Could Only Fly and Clay Pigeons. Amanda says, hi, Linda. Blaze Foley. That's a name I hadn't heard in a while, actually. Amanda says, I like this song, Silver Wings. It's a good song. What a fool I was to think that I'd get by with only these few million tears I cry. I did try your song, Amanda. It kind of came out. What it is says Johnny Paycheck. Only hell my mama raised. That would be me. I am the only hell my mama ever raised. But that song is way too high. Can't sing it tonight. But I like that song. And I like, said friend, don't take her, she's all I've got. Please don't take her away from me. I'm begging you, friend. That's a good song. Amy says, hands up. Don't shoot. Wait, what? Amanda says, yes, thank you. You're welcome. What it is says, thank you for the picking and grinning. Appreciate you putting up with my caterwauling. Thank you. God bless y'all. Lots of stuff going on and on the move this weekend with another job. All right. If I could say a little prayer for me, if you could say a little prayer for me, I'd appreciate it. I feel pretty asking God to watch over me. I don't know why. I feel pretty weird asking God to watch over me. I don't know why. Don't feel weird. That's what his job is. That's what your job is. But I'll ask for you. Father, we ask that you watch over John and you keep your hands on him, Father, and we ask that you guide him in the direction you want him to go, and we ask that your will be done in everybody's life in this chat. We thank you for your gifts and blessings, Father, and we thank you for all the mercy that you've shown us, and we ask only that you allow us to become better for you. In your Son, Jesus Christ's precious name we pray. Amen. I hope that helps, John. Amanda says, prayers, John. Keep your head up. Not too up, though. Weird. It looked weird. You'd look like you were looking at something in the sky all the time. Don't do that. Amanda says, you're awesome, Jake. Thank you. Thank you very much. So crippled. I'm trying not to lose my voice. I've got a show to do in September, folks. That's next month. If I don't strengthen up, I'm going to have to cancel it. I don't cancel shows. I'm not a no-show Jones, which means it'll sound like this, and they'll have to pay me to sound like this, and that's not good. Patty, Mr. P says, heart, thank you. Patty says, thank you, Jake. This was a great Wednesday night show. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Patty. Thank you for being here and putting up with me. Amanda says, you make me love that song even more. It's great how you do it. Thank you. Well, I do it the way I do it. I know it ain't the way they do it, but you already heard them do it. You did good, Jake. Thank you, Amanda. Mr. B says, sounded great, Jake. I definitely appreciate you, man. There's a reason I'm here, brother. Me too, man. Thank you, John. Amy says, heart. Curious Squirrel says, same choice my uncle made. I think he chose right. I think I did too. And I kind of miss not being famous. I kind of miss not having that kind of perceived control. It's not, you don't really have any control, but it feels like you do. It feels like you're the man. You're not. But I don't miss it so much that I lost my sense over it. I think that was the important thing. Plus, I think I could still do some good with just making my own music and selling it my way. I think I can be appreciated, and that's all I ever wanted in the first place. I don't care about being famous. I want to make good music and be appreciated for the music, you know. I want people to understand what I'm trying to say. I want people to know me or want to know me. I don't care about being famous. So I think I made the right choice. Mr. P says, my mom loved this song, and I grew up on Nazareth Drive. LOL, you're too funny, Jake, says Amanda. Thank you. Thank you. Try. Amy says, sharing is caring, and I did. Thank you very much, Amy. I appreciate you sharing. Patty says, Linda Ronstadt does Silver Wings, the best version. Just my opinion. I'd have to hear it. I've never heard her do it. But it's a good song. I like my version of it when I can sing it. Patty says, prayers says you have faith. I do have faith. Mr. P says, Amanda, how do I copy the Untethered Bible Study link? I think you just type in youtube.com/UntetheredLive and take you right to it. If you're on a phone, you just press on the link that you want to copy and hold your finger down for a second, and it'll pop up a little window and click copy. Amanda says, amen. The podcast, John, you click on share, and it will give you the link. Well, there you go. Mr. P says, or just the regular link. I wonder if I'm sharing the right link. As long as you're sharing a link to the show. Oh, okay, says Mr. P. What it is lemon and honey. It's right there. Copious amounts of it. I'm always out of lemon and honey. Mr. P says, thanks. And Amanda says, absolutely anytime, John. And Amy says, hugging and kissing. I hear you. What it is says, I think has his thumb on you. Huh? We appreciate you, says Curious Squirrel. Oh, I think God has his thumb on you. I understand. In some ways, I think so too. In some ways, I think he's enjoying watching the calamity that is my life. In other ways, I think that I'm blessed beyond compare. So it really is one of these numbers, you know. Sometimes I feel cursed and sometimes I feel blessed. Either way, I feel like I'm part of the story. So I guess that's something. Mr. P says, I have shared it for sure. Well, thank you. Please do. Thank you, John, says Amanda. And Amy says, guitar, banjo, and fiddle. You get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you jump on the hoe. Wait a minute, what? Rolling down backwoods, Tennessee byway. One arm on the wheel. Just playing around with emojis like Banana Hammock does. Huh? Oh, Ban Hammer does. Oh, yeah. You can have all the emojis you want, honey. I enjoy having you here. I don't care what you do. As long as you do it with me. Oh, well, not the hoe. That's what it says, ain't it? Ain't it how that song goes? Something about a hoe. Mr. P says, good night, y'all. Much love. Mr. P, thank you for being here, buddy. I'm going to. I do got to go to bed by way of some Star Trek. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, share, support, join, buy some merch in the links below, or Super Chat, or PayPal.me/JakeJohnsonBand, or Cash App, $JakeJohnsonBand. I appreciate you all. Thank you for understanding my lack of ability. And thank you for liking it anyway. I appreciate you. I'm pretty sure hoe is in that song. I remember the word hoe. I'm pretty sure he's talking about a hoe. All right. I will see you guys on Friday for some Untethered Live, and maybe, just maybe, I'll have a voice enough I can sing you a couple songs. I will try. I'll have my better guitar out too. That one's kind of got dead strings on it. It didn't sound very good. And my fingernails haven't been clipped in a few days because I hadn't been playing. So that in conjunction makes a bad sounding guitar. But I'll see if I can't do something for you. Anyway, good night, everybody. God bless you all. His love abound in your lives, and may his grace guide you every which way you decide to go. And while you're out there going, be nice to somebody. Really, just be nice to somebody. It doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter how much, it doesn't matter for what reason. Just be nice. Let your inner light shine. I promise you it will change your life. It will. I give you my word on it. Now, I'm going to bed before I can't talk anymore. See you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching.